Just in terms of that, guys, Adam actually brings up a very good point there because um, uh, by no means, chaps, trying to sort of blow my own trumpet or turn this on me, but it is something I get asked quite a lot. Is how did I get a good rhythm hand for the guitar? And I put it down to two main reasons, and one of them I think I've mentioned to you guys a lot, which is Bowron playing, because I was a Bowron player before, and the motions are very much the same. I'm using a stick of glue here as an example, but that's the that's the Bowron thing, and that's the guitar.
The other reason is completely private.
Thank you, Sean. Exactly, exactly. Um, that is the secret third reason, of course. But the second reason for, and it is basically practice, but it's how to practice, and this will then fall into where Adam's at. When I was working for my dad as an upholsterer back in the day, I actually wasn't doing the upholstery parts because I was just a kid, sort of like a teenager. So I just strip furniture and then deliver it and pick it up, whatever. And because I wasn't of the right age yet, I was still like 16, I think, and 17. I was often not, I didn't drive. I did a little bit to practice, but it was a big van. I made myself a frame, sort of like 2x1 wood, and I kind of put screws there and there and there and there. So it's basically, as you can see, like where the guitar would be, and I put strings across. It was very, very crude, and it was almost more banjo-esque in terms of the way I'd strung it than guitar-esque, because I was kind of going for the bouzouki thing at the time, but 6 and 2/3 on that front. And I just had this very crude frame that I would just rest on my lap while I was in the van, just doing nothing because I wasn't driving, and I would just practice the rhythm. Just do stuff like that continuously, and that, for me, I think that was one of the things that really, really helped, because it meant that I could. This can't go with you everywhere. But something I say to my Bowron students a lot is that the Bowron stick, or stick of glue in this instant, but you know what I mean. Bowron stick can go with you everywhere, just like this can go with you everywhere. But you can actually get now pretty cool things on Amazon. I think, David, we even talked about them before, which is like this guitar thing, and it almost looks like this. I'll send you a link to it, guys, because it is kind of fascinating. You don't need it in lockdown, but when you all go back to work, you might do. And it kind of like opens up like one of those old-fashioned cool Motorola phones, and then reveals a load of strings and a tab. I would say for the tab thing, bollocks. But I would say for the strings and the ability to just kind of, you need something to kind of rest on your leg. That's why I like the 2x1 thing, and it's cheap as chips to make. And just so that really, really helped me. Adam, you've already done it. Pick up the guitar. This hand, give it a break, because remember, guys, I really am a bit of a big believer that the easiest part of playing guitar is actually this hand. It really is. Everything that you do here, all these techniques, they're more similar to everybody else's technique. There's only so much you can do with pushing down on a fret. It's kind of this hand in a funny way that is the most, that will dictate your style more than this one. This one kind of, in a way, has to fall in line with how this one is. I'm not talking so much about picking. That one takes a bit more of a hold, but for chords, look how cack-handed I'm going to make this. So I'm going to really just kind of, really exaggerate my lifts and stuff. You'll notice that it shouldn't really change my sound. It just looks a little bit more laborious and a bit more weird, but this is going to carry the work. Let's try and get both in the camera. hand can sort of, it looks like it doesn't really know what it's doing and it's jumping around trying to find the place. This is the one that in a way it kind of is nailing down that solid rhythm, and it's just it is the thing that'll craft your guitar playing. And that, we had a look at that a little bit last week, and instead of looking at this hand first, we're going to go straight into this one because that's where we were last time. Oh, let me just clear that. I don't need to know that. Thank you very much. Okay, so, oh no, leave me alone, bloody thing. Back off. Sorry, lads. I'm just going to mute you there, lads. There we are. Right, so, yeah, last week we had a look at just going over that again, and I just want to get down on that again. We're going to have a quick look at where I'm at with it and stuff. Different ways of when I first teach you guys, I say lock down the little finger on the soundboard. That's better. That's a better view for you there, lads. Please do tell me if David, do not interrupt at any point to say if there's a better view to be had. But I think you can see the little finger. That's how we kind of go off the beginning with it and stuff. I have it on the side of the finger there. So it's kind of sitting on that bit. That's the specific part of the wood that I have my finger sitting on when I'm doing that. It can get a bit painful to begin with as you're practicing, because you're almost bending your finger. If I kind of show you like that. Can you see how my finger's slightly bent to the side there, guys? Now, if anyone's got joint problems or anything like that, either tell me or just bear it in mind. If that is painful, like beyond a sort of normal measure of just getting used to something, do stop. But a lot of guitarists you see with your little finger, and there's a little bent there, and it just feels a little bit odd. And every time I sort of get like that, I just do that with my fingers just to relieve that. But the key is, lads, you've all been playing for a while now. You don't need to have that locked down as much as you do when you're beginning. It's to give you an idea. So I'm just going to kill the strings now so we don't get a load of wash of sound. So let's take our three main rhythms that we're kind of looking at here. Just in case we're forgetting what those three main ones are, it's four main rhythms. Four main rhythm sort of techniques here. Two for the reel and two for the jig. Let's look at the real ones first. The right old straightforward one there, 4/4. The old yabba dabba do. Nice and straightforward. Sort of flicking down to that little finger. I always think it's really important to kind of do this so that you close down to that little finger, and that little finger doesn't move there. And then your second real one, which is the 5. It's the 5 pulse over the 4. So you don't hear the 4. It's in the background as a beat because the beat's always there, but you're pulsing around it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Gives you that kind of like a bit of a swing off the reel. It's like, basically a jig technique. Okay, so that's your 2 reels, and then you've got your 2 jig rhythms. Let's go straight into the jig rhythm, which is essentially what we just did for the reel, but pulsing on the beat and doing it in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the last jig one, the fourth of these major rhythms that we need to techniques we need to get for this is, of course, our down down up technique for jig, which is down up down down up down down up down down, pulsing on the second down. I always say with barrel players, it's more of a tap, that first one, and you don't start it down down up. You start it down up tap down up tap down up tap down. We could almost call it flick. Down, up, flick, down, up, flick, down, up, flick, down. So with those 4 techniques there on that, that's where we've kind of, maybe this is quite a good lesson for this, lads, because I've never actually just put those 4 down in a sort of, set, description of, something that you can all just kind of go, right, they're the 4 that I need to make sure that are absolutely zipped up. So when I say I take the little finger off at times, that's where you guys are. You're kind of at that level, guys, because you're all sort of developing a much better style now. You've stopped. Some of you who had the real sort of rock and roll thing going on have stopped doing that, and some of you that had the kind of wishy-washy country thing going on have stopped doing that. So when you've got the Patrick's like, that's me over here. But Patrick, you case in point with yourself, you're starting to develop a different style for the different styles, which is perfect. So you can start as long as you don't cross them, cross contaminate the two, because it will affect your sound. It will affect your sound. You can start removing that little finger. So by that I mean this. So it's we get a kind of bit of a view. Just focus on this. I'm just going to kill the soundboard here. I'm just going to take that second one of the reel, the nice sort of, the jig over the 4, if you will, but that second reel rhythm. I pull away. It's almost a very sort of smooth motion. Now the little finger's gone now, and I'm relying a lot more on my wrist. That kind of keys, where's my keys thing, where I had the keys sitting in this well, that's kind of gone a little bit. I'm a little bit more gone back to... But what I want us to practice on today with this one, we're going to work on this rhythm first and then the jig ones in a second. Just trying to get that camera right for you guys. Okay. What I'm going to do is, I want to practice, lads, going from finger on guitar to taking the finger off and then back on. One more time. So that's the exercise for today, guys. We're going to basically be working on doing that with we're going to focus on that real one. You can focus on it with all 4, but we've only got an hour, and that's practice for you to do it another time is to do all 4. But I just want to work on that one for the reel for the time being, and if we've got time, we'll then take it to the jig. The jig would look like this, just so you got it all videoed in roughly the same area. I might just do that, just cycle through them so you can find them easily. So the down, down, up one, which is my favourite jig one, you can hear it in the dynamics of why it's important. Did a little crossover there. Okay, and then just so you got it in the same video bit, here's the real rhythm on the straightforward one. See the little finger's gone back down again. And last one, the good old-fashioned jig rhythm. Little trick bit there, you can try it if you like. And again. Okay, so all we're going to work on today, just between us, is just that. It kind of covers both. It covers 2 in a funny way, technique-wise. Is that nice, the real one, the one that really sort of, for Irish music, it works so nicely. Which is that, I don't know what a fucking name for it that I've never decided on one that I actually like, but it's the one. It's the Pulse 5. I think Pulse 5 is the one that I like the best because it's the easiest way to remember how to do it as well. Okay, so I want to practice that. We're going to go around the room with it in a second. So finger on, two bars basically, and then 2 bars off. Okay, let's just very quickly just hear it with chords, so it makes a bit more sense. So I'm going to pull the chords back into it. Deploying Keith's maneuver here, that ancient medieval one there. Just sounds good. Okay, so that's the game plan, guys. So I'll tell you what, Keith, as I mentioned your name, give it a go, buddy. Yeah, drop the camera down, guys. Just before you kick off there, Keith, guys, see if you can get your guitar pointing a little bit more this way, so I can see inside your hand as opposed to just like that, because I might be able to just, and if you closer you can get to just your rhythm hand, the better. So Keith, I don't really need to see your, yeah, just so I can it mean that I can help you as much as I can. I'm just going to put you on speaker view as well. Okay, buddy, go for it. Stop there, buddy. Keith, there's some good stuff we can work on here, man. Do me a favor, and this goes for everybody. No chords. I just want a nice.
Okay.
Just rest your fingers on there. Let's just focus on that rhythm hand. Go for it again, buddy. Sounds good. Okay, good man. Lovely. Right, Keith. Let's just. This is everybody else try this as well, because I know some of you are still struggling with this one. Pulse 5, Keith. Let's just nail that one down. So what you're doing.
Sorry, was I on foot? Okay.
No worries. It all sounds good. It's just you might have it in your head, but as the listener, I didn't get it. So we'll just make sure we've got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, up, down, up, down. Pause down, up, down, pause down. And there's a little break at the end, and do you understand what's going on there?
Yeah.
So you're fitting in 5 sequences of 3 into what usually is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So the beat still goes on. So I'll try and do this one. Okay, slightly out of time with that, but you get the idea. That's the beat. And we're not doing that with the beat, we're doing the crossover. But the important thing, Keith, is to have that real sort of, so with the little finger down.
Okay.
Go for it, buddy. Oh, make sure your original sound's on, buddy. Just check your original sound, guys.
Try that.
Go for it, buddy. Not getting enough of a swing off it, buddy. Okay. Yes. The first one, much better distinction. It started, you sped up, and I lost a bit of that distinction. One more time, mate. Keith, I want you to work on that. That's your thing, is to, with that little finger down, you're losing distinction on that part. So make sure that you've got it. So that flick from you'll be down here by your little finger. Really flick up at that point. You don't need to take in all the strings, but you need to have a slightly aggressive's the wrong word, but a bit more stress on the. Okay.
Okay.
Good man. Sounds great. Just on a point on that, Keith. Same thing when you take your finger away, but when your finger's landing. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, let's have a check. Both of them are going to tie up nicely when you've worked on that the swing point there. But it's so it's a very, very critical point, man. But otherwise, it's really great. Lovely stuff. Patrick.
Well,
Can you focus more on? Can you get your rhythm hand more in the middle of the screen? Because I've got a really good view of your tone hand. Thanks, mate.
Oh. Is that better?
Yeah, it drops out of view a little bit. I mean, it'd be great if you could just angle that camera down just a smidge. That'd be great. That's better.
Yeah.
That little finger locked down. Okay, Patrick.
Yeah.
First of all, just do it with the little finger. It's same as Keith, actually, man. Your distinction on your down, up, down, up, down I'm not getting that through, buddy. So lock that little finger down.
Okay.
That's good, man. It's good. Look, this is great. When we know we've got something to work on, guys, it's good. So, Patrick, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do two, like a bar, and then you're going to do two. Okay. So just kill the sound at the top. Just rest. That's it. Okay. So watch this hand and really listen to the rhythm swing. Your turn. It fell apart at the end, but otherwise it was great. Your little finger isn't really locked down, is it?
It's trying.
Try honestly, mate. It will help you doing that because it already has improved and taken you out of country mode, which you don't want to forget that, but you don't want it to wash into trad music. Until you want it to. So it's about control of your styles. And that little finger's really going to come into play there. So really, if you need to put a little sticker on there, like one of those fabric plasters, just get a little bit of a sticky fabric plaster, just so that it's a point there where you go, I can feel that texture of the plaster. And if you can't feel it, if your little finger can't feel it, then it's off in space. One more time.
No,
okay. It's good. Here we go. That's your working point. That's what you need to work on. That's a good expose for you just to see what's going on. But otherwise, it's really good. Okay. Keith, done you. Sean, buddy.
Okay. Hold on, sorry, I put my finger down.
Good stuff, man. I want you to turn the a little bit more that way. Just see it there. That's it. Thank you.
And then without the finger.
There's that. Okay, rhythm one. Perfect. I'm wondering whether slapback. There's a click again. I'm hearing. Can't hear it.
Yeah, hold on.
It's like you're. I feel like I can hear an echo there. Have I got you on a speaker? Or is it just the laptop?
No, it's all coming through the computer.
Okay.
Unless it's me tapping my foot.
No. It almost sounds like a squeaky chair. But I think it's slapback because I'm getting my voice delayed. I can hear it going through on yours. It's a really weird delay thing. But
oh shit. Okay.
it doesn't matter. The point being is that your rhythm and the way you're doing that is great. Push the speed. One more time. Push the speed.
Okay. I need to work on that.
Yes. What you need to work on is regularity and consistency. Although you've got it pretty much, I'd say you're 90% sounding great. It's like they're 10% letting you down ever so slightly. The distance between the throat is ever slightly different each time. It's just a timing issue, and it's just about tuning in and getting it to land exactly in time.
Yeah.
Okay? Otherwise,
I'm struggling to tap my foot with it, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Just don't tap your foot.
Okay.
Okay, try it again. This time.
All right.
Much better.
Okay.
Go.
Cool.
I'm just gonna and then what we'll do is I think we'll squeeze someone in before we cross over. Just on that point about tapping your foot, guys. I'll try and get my foot in here as well with the rhythm. Okay, so when you're driving a rhythm on the down, i.e. the first real rhythm, not the second one, which is a bit harder, that foot can be really useful. But as Sean demonstrated there, when you're driving this down on the beat, on the pulse, but you're phrasing on the offbeat, if you will, on that pulse 5 section up here, while this is maintaining the beat, because here's the thing, I actually had to figure that out and quickly learn how to keep that going, so I could teach you guys what was going on there. That might sound a bit daft, but I'd quite often in a pub, if I was nailing down a rhythm on the pulse, I'd sometimes stop that just to get it. Then that would come back when I was comfortable, but I would fall into the groove here, because don't forget, this isn't the thing that keeps you in time. I say it is when I first teach you how to play. I say, you must do this, you must do this. But the honest truth is, guys, this is just your leg, and it can be well out of time. But the point being is that your ears are the thing that keep you in time. So if you can hear the rhythm that you're trying to keep in time with, and we should improve that term. If you can hear the rhythm you are keeping time with, then this then just comes in as a bit of a guide more than anything else. So if you need to cut this out so that you get this in time, do it, and then feed that back in when you can, because that certainly helped your playing just then, Sean. It tied it together much better. Adam, this is an exercise you can do, man. This lesson is tailored just for you.
2 minutes ago, I'd nailed it, and then you started playing something and I lost it again. What was it?
Turn on your original sound, buddy.
Has it gone off?
Yeah, just
it's on mute.
No, I need your original sound on so that it displays up at the top. Turn off original sound. So fucking confusing.
Mute.
It's not your mute button, it's your original sound.
Can you not hear me?
No, I can. Go for it again. You might need to play chords though, so I can hear you. Yeah, play chords. Just play chords.
I can't play chords.
Come on, play chords, man. Yeah, just. Okay, stop. All I'm going to get you to do, buddy, because I want you to ignore this hand. So just hold down your root. The only reason you're doing that is so that the Zoom doesn't cut you out. Just hold that down and then ignore it. Just focus on rhythm. Okay. First of all, rhythm-wise, Adam, if you keep going without the break after the 5 pulsing, it just turns into a jig. My point is this. So if you go 1, 2, 3, you must have. Did you hear the jump there? It's like a little hop. Yeah. It's a pause. If you don't have that, we're just in jig time. That's all we're in. We're suddenly all it is a jig. So you need that break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. Play the chord, please, buddy. Play the chord.
Ooh.
Try it again.
It's going to practice this.
No, but this... And stop. Let's just check we're okay for time. Got 2 minutes. Good. Okay, Adam, I'm going to play a sequence of it. Just hold the root chord, okay? And then ignore it. We're just focusing on rhythm. Anyone else struggling with this Pulse 5 thing? It's a good opportunity for you to get it as well. So let's just get in the rhythm there. So I'm going to do 2. You're going to do 2. Try and copy it exactly. Nearly, but you had a tea break. You had a tea break stop and pause time. Losing all sorts of distinction on your upstrokes there, Adam. Down, up, down, and down, up, down, up, down.
I haven't picked up this guitar for 3 weeks. I think I need to go over this lesson a bit.
Dude, no problem, man. You're doing well with it. Yeah, I'm going to stop it there because we're coming to the end of this bit. That's on a recording for you to work on. So it's the end of the first lesson. The first part of the lesson is the bit I want you to focus on for yourself. Yeah. But you don't need your left hand for this. So this is perfect practice for you on that. Okay. All right, guys. See you over on the other side.